Hey, if you're watching this, it probably means that something feels off. The mornings where coffee barely scratches the surface of your exhaustion, the brain fog that rolls in mid afternoon, slowing you down when you need focus the most, and that quiet frustration of seeing yourself in a photo and tugging at your shirt, wishing things looked different. You've likely tried a bunch of things before, right? The strict diet that left you completely miserable, the program that expected you to train like an athlete with no responsibilities in the world, and the app you downloaded and used for just a couple weeks, and then life took over and then dropped off there. Here's the truth, right? It's not because you're lazy, it's not because you lack the discipline. It's because most fitness advice is built for someone who doesn't live your life. It's built for people with endless time, zero family obligations, and the metabolism of a 20-year-old. But you are not that person. You're a dad. You got responsibilities. You're responsible for your family, your career, your household. You got a mortgage. Your time is split in 100 different directions, and your energy is constantly being pulled all over the place. That's why the usual fitness solutions don't stick. They just don't fit your life. And this guide and this video is different. It isn't about chasing perfection or following some extreme plan. It's about practical, realistic shifts you can make right now. Small, but powerful fixes designed for dads like you. These aren't gimmicks, they're not hacks. They're simple adjustments that work with your body, your schedule, and your priorities, not against them. Let's dive right on into it. So, fix number one is start your day with protein. Most dads unknowingly begin their day in a state of chaos. That quick bowl of cereal, a bagel with cream cheese, or a sugary coffee feels like fuel, but it's more like light and kindling. It burns hot and fast, it causes a massive surge in blood sugar, and your body scrambles to bring things back to balance, flooding you with insulin. And then just a few hours later, that crash hits, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Energy bottoms out, focus disappears, and your brain starts screaming for another quick hit. By mid morning, you're tired, you're irritable, and far more likely to make poor choices, both physically, mentally, with what you put in your mouth, everything, and that ripples into the rest of your day. Protein completely flips that script. Unlike sugar, it doesn't send you on a hormonal roller coaster. It digests slowly, keeping blood sugar stable and providing steady energy for hours. It also tells your brain you're satisfied, reducing those constant cravings. Now, on top of that, protein forces your metabolism to work harder. Your body literally burns more calories digesting protein than it does fat or carbs. Think of it tossing a heavy log on a fire instead of paper scraps or little kindling, right? That fire doesn't flare up and die. It burns hot and steady, fueling you all morning long. Imagine hitting lunchtime feeling calm, focused, and fully in control. Not desperately hunting for your next hit, for those snacks, for that next coffee. This isn't about eating perfect. It's about structuring your mornings so your biology works with you, not against you. And these are the exact strategies to make this whole thing effortless. It's what we lay out for our clients in our fat loss flywheel system. Fix number two is win the workday lunch, right? So lunch is a point of the day where progress kind of quietly slips away. For most dads, it isn't planned, it's kind of reactive. Work starts piling up, things get pushed back, meetings run long, and lunch just kind of becomes, whatever you can find. A burrito here, a quick snack, a drive-through burger, whatever there is, whatever's easiest, you kind of end up going for. It feels convenient and might even feel rewarding after a long kind of first half of your day. But what happens after tells the true story. Your body diverts massive energy towards digesting that big, fat, heavy meal with lots of fats, lots of carbs, just monstrous meal, and your brain ends up paying that price, right? You cue that infamous 3 p.m. crash that you always feel, the brain fog, the sluggishness, and just the feeling of death pretty much, right? And that desperate craving for caffeine again, just to limp through the afternoon and be able to make your way home. By the time you actually get home, you're completely drained. The people you care about the most, why you're even going to work in the first place, they get the leftovers of your energy. Shifting how you see lunch and what you do during lunch changes everything. Think of it less as a reward and more as a pit stop for performance. The right kind of fuel stabilizes your energy, it sharpens your focus, and keeps you full without weighing you down. It's the difference between crawling to the finish line of your working day and powering through it. With the right approach, you walk in the door at home with energy left to give. You're present, you're engaged, you could be there with your family, your kids, your wife, and you're ready to be the dad that you want to be. So picture ending your workday feeling accomplished instead of completely depleted. That shift starts at noon. The templates to make this automatic, no matter where you are now or how busy your schedule are, is what we hand to dads, again, inside our program here. Fix number 3 is move while they play. The modern world that we live in today, it's engineered movement completely out of our lives. It's killing progress quietly. We've been kind of conditioned to think fat loss lives in the gym. A couple sweaty sessions each week, they make or break our results, right? You've had that thought before. But the truth is, those hours are just a sliver of your week, right? The real driver of fat loss is what happens in the other 100+ waking hours throughout the week. Every time you sit through a soccer game or practice scrolling on your phone, every long Zoom meeting you take, every time you're in a chair, every time you're idle in carpooling or getting to work and sitting in traffic, your body's receiving the same signals through all those things. Slow down, store a little bit more fat. Over time, you've unknowingly trained your metabolism to be super efficient at conserving energy and packing on those pounds, packing on that fat around the belly. Here's the overlooked truth about that. The small, invisible movements throughout the day, they're the secret weapon of people who stay lean without spending endless amounts of hours doing cardio, that boring long trek that no one wants to do. Walking, standing, pacing, fidgeting, little things like doing it's called a soleus push-up, bouncing your foot up and down. Those little things, they're not workouts, but they quietly keep your metabolism humming and your fat-burning machinery switched on. Even better, this kind of low-level activity, it draws primarily from fat. It doesn't spike your appetite in a way that doing a hard workout will, right? It's not flashy, it's boring, you're just moving around doing things throughout the day, but it's wildly effective. And it stacks up shockingly fast. So imagine dropping pounds not by finding more gym time, but by reclaiming the hours you already live, right? The opportunity's there, they're hiding in plain sight. You just have to take advantage of it. The only difference is whether you see them and you use those opportunities. We got our fix number 4 here, which is ditch the all or nothing mindset. Perfection is the biggest lie in the fitness industry ever sold to you. It tells you that missing a workout or eating a slice of pizza, it's complete failure. When in reality, it's not. But the belief sticks, right? You miss one day and you think, I'll go and I'll restart on Monday. You have one bad meal and you throw away the entire day and you eat like a piece of shit, right? This cycle doesn't just slow you down, it completely wrecks your mindset. Stress spikes, guilt creeps in, your body responds by releasing cortisol. If you don't know what that is, that's a hormone that makes fat loss way harder, right? It's that stress hormone, especially around your belly. You're not failing because you lack willpower, you're failing because the standard you're chasing was just never realistic in the first place. What really builds results is imperfect consistency, right? It's not about being flawless, it's about course correcting quickly when life throws you off track, which always happens. Everyone deals with this stuff. It's not a one-time thing. You will always have these curveballs. One bad meal, doesn't erase a week of progress. One missed workout doesn't cancel out the ones that you did, right? The dads who succeed are the ones who learn to stack small wins, even when life isn't cooperating the exact way you want it to. They know how to stay moving forward without spiraling down that dark hole. Now imagine approaching the holidays, imagine approaching vacations, or even just a stressful week at work without the fear of falling off. Imagine knowing one slip, it's not the end all be all. It's just a little blip in your day. That's the kind of freedom that makes results last for life. Finally, we come our fix number 5, which is our micro mobility wins. So most dads think, at least in the beginning, that fat loss is the end game. But what they're truly after is freedom. Freedom to move without pain. Freedom to move without stiffness or hesitation, thinking you're going to throw out your back. The problem is years of sitting, years of commuting, and stress, and they've just, all those years have taken their toll, right? Tight hips, sore back, and the grunge when you get off the couch. They're all signs that your body has started to really lock down, and your nervous system. These imbalances don't just make our workouts harder, they make everyday life heavier and more draining. You're trying to operate with the emergency brake on. When we add micromobility, that is the release valve. Just a few minutes of targeted movement each day completely restores your body's natural ability to move fluidly. It's not about hour-long yoga sessions or complicated routines where you're trying to stick your foot behind your head. Nothing wild like that. It's daily maintenance for the machine that you live in. Unlock tight muscles, reawaken dormant ones, and suddenly everything feels easier. The aches fade away, your posture improves, confidence becomes back because you feel like yourself again. You feel like you're actually able to move. So picture playing on the floor with your kids and standing up with no hesitation, without using your hands even. Picture waking up without stiffness, moving through the day without constant pain, without rubbing your neck. And imagine stepping into workouts that feel better instead of worse. It's not about stretching for the sake of stretching. It's about unlocking your body so you can fully live in it, right? So that's your 2-week quick win checklist, right? Momentum doesn't come from massive overhauls. It comes from a handful of small, consistent actions repeated daily until they feel completely automatic. This checklist is designed to give you exactly that. Simple anchors that move that needle without overwhelming you. These aren't about perfection. Again, they're stacking wins. Each box you check off is a signal to your brain. I'm doing this. I'm moving forward. The power isn't in a single day. It's in the compounding effect of showing up day after day, again and again. Here's how to think about it. Breakfast sets up your hormonal tone. Lunch dictates your afternoon energy. Movement sneaks in where life already happens. And your workouts prove you're capable even on busy days. And your mobility keeps your body pain-free and able to perform. Together, these 5 daily wins create a flywheel of progress. Stick to it for 14 days and you'll feel it. Pants a little looser, energy noticeably higher, stress easier to manage. That spark of confidence you've been missing will start to come back. Not because you did anything extreme, but because you finally built a rhythm that works with your life and not against it. So we know that these 5 fixes are powerful, right? They help you drop those first 5-10 pounds or so. They help you regain that energy and you start building that momentum. But honestly, these fixes alone can only take you so far. Progress comes from small wins. Transformation comes from a system. That system is the fat loss flywheel. And that's built for busy dads who don't have the luxury of endless time or perfect circumstances. Unlike those cookie cutter programs designed for 20-year-olds with no responsibilities, this is built for you, right? That man balancing a career, a family, and mortgage, bills, everything. Here is the foundation. This is how it works. We have 3 F's that we follow, right? We first start with our fuel, which is our nutrition, and we simplify this. We figure we deal with real food, protein first meals with flexibility built in. Not boiled chicken and broccoli, no prison diet, just a framework that lets you enjoy family dinners, backyard barbecues, and even the occasional beer, while still dropping 20 to 30 pounds. Our second F is our function, which is our efficient training. These are brutally effective, time-efficient workouts, usually around 45 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. They're training that builds strength, resilience, and energy without stealing hours from your family. Finally is the follow-through, and that is the accountability and mindset. We provide radical accountability every single day. You'll have me in your corner, celebrating your wins, calling you out when you start drifting, and rewiring your mindset that's been holding you back. Consistency becomes automatic. When these 3 pillars lock in, that flywheel, it starts spinning. Energy improves, workouts get easier, fat loss accelerates, confidence grows. And once it's in motion, it's almost impossible to stop. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things in the right order. A phased journey designed to permanently rebuild you. So we have our phase 1, which is our foundation phase. We get our quick wins. We prove to yourself that this time it's different. We're getting our results to stick. Then we move into phase 2, which is our acceleration phase. Visible transformation happens here. Our strength builds, our confidence starts taking off. We start feeling our pants looser. Start feeling our muscles, our wives feel our muscles. Everything feels amazing. Finally is phase 3, and that's our mastery phase. These are the habits locking in for life. You're no longer on a program. This is just simply who you are now. The dads who commit to this system consistently, they lose 20 to 30 pounds in 16 weeks. But more importantly, they reclaim their energy, their confidence, and their strength to show up fully as not only a husband, but a father that their family deserves. So if you are done chasing hacks and you want a full system that makes fat loss automatic, DM me the word strong on Instagram. My Instagram link is down below. It's @_dadstrong. I'll personally send you an invite, and I'll send you the details and show you how we can get started. So until next time, I'll see you in the next one.